friends, Brenda here from the Popup Homestead. So this is the second greenhouse chat that I'm going to do every Tuesday. So I thought this week I would just kind of give you a recap of what's been going on here at the Popup Homestead. It has been a really busy week. Last week was my birthday. Yay! I got beautiful flowers from my mom. I got beautiful flowers from my son. I love getting flower deliveries. So that was an awesome day. My neighbor, Lori, and her wonderful kids, they brought me some solar flowers to put around the new greenhouse, and they brought me some little marigolds that I could plant, and thoughtful enough to know that my favorite color was yellow, so they got me yellow marigolds, which was awesome. And the kids filled out cards for me. It's great. So that made that day really special. And then we've been adding to the greenhouse. I've been planting a lot more stuff, getting loads of things ready. This Thursday, 2 days from now, we will have the first farmer's market. So I've been getting ready for that, making tea pouches, and seed envelopes, and getting plants growing. Not sure how many of my plants are going to be big enough for the farmer's market just yet. These tomatoes here, those are from my mom. Those came in with the fuchsia. They were really a great surprise, because I always say to my mom, and she knows this because she knows me, that, you know, whenever someone gives me a bouquet of flowers, they murdered them. They're dead. Why'd you kill those beautiful flowers? I want things with roots. I want things that are alive. Give me something living. So she had the florist make me up a basket of tomatoes and peppers and fuchsia, and I just love it. So anyhow, I digress. What else has been going on? Well, you know, the mama rabbit had 6 babies. Well, today I'm actually waiting for the second mama to have babies. She hasn't had them yet, but be curious to see. I'll be able to tell you by next Tuesday how many babies she had. And that's the white mama. What else? Oh, behind the red cabin, we have a little shed built back there. Kind of like a tarp city, you know. It's dry area, but it's not sealed in by any means. So we actually put the washing machine back there, and Sean put hooks all inside the greenhouse, so I can take hangers and I can actually dry the laundry out here in the greenhouse. So when it gets too hot in the summer, the fuchsia's taking a nosedive. I'm gonna move her out of the wind here, over here. Can I still see her? Isn't she pretty? I've had her in the corner so she can get blown over, but I moved her just for the video. Yeah, so when the greenhouse gets too hot for plants, I can still dry laundry in here, and it should dry the clothes pretty quickly. So I'll just put them on hangers and hang them on the hooks in here, and they'll get dried. So now I actually have a working washer and dryer set up here, a way to wash and dry laundry year round. So I always like, Sean and I always like to do anything that we do on the homestead. We want it to have multiple purposes, multiple functions. So multifaceted. This greenhouse is going to act like an herb dryer. It's also going to act as a clothes dryer and a greenhouse to get our young starts going. So super exciting that we'll have laundry facilities here again. What else? This here, if you see this, looks kind of like iced tea. This is something I made. It's a homemade fertilizer for my plants. It's very dilute, but it's going to give them all a boost. So making a natural fertilizer is definitely the way to go. We do everything we can to stay away from chemical fertilizers and store-bought fertilizers. So all I did, oh, it's starting to rain. You can see a little rain in the greenhouse. Hopefully you can still hear me. You take a pot, a big soup pot, and you put used coffee grounds, eggshells, and banana peels in the pot. Fill the pot up with water. I also took some comfrey leaves and dropped some comfrey leaves in there, and I brought it up to a boil until it was nice and hot. I didn't boil it. And then I turned it off and I covered it and I let it sit for a couple hours to steep. Basically like I made a concentrated tea. you know, with the coffee grounds, the banana peels, the eggshells, and the comfrey leaves and flowers. And then I just strained it, you know, with a colander, and then that's what I got. And I don't use this straight on the plants. I will take like a flower pot like this, like about this size, and I will fill it about halfway with the homemade fertilizer, and then I'll fill it the rest of the way with water. Oh, that's something else we did, is Sean put a barrel, you can't see it, it's behind you, a big blue barrel there, so we have water for the greenhouse, so I have a way to water it, so I can just go out to the barrel and fill up my flower pot to keep everything nicely watered. So that's what we do, because we don't currently have running water, and we don't want to hook up the transfer pump every time we want to use the hose, like you would in a normal house. We just have a barrel of water at each station, the rabbit station, the greenhouse, the chickens, the shower, anywhere that we would need a large amount of water, we just fill a barrel and set it there. That also gives us additional water storage, so that also works out great. So that's another thing we got accomplished. I'm not sure how many of you know, but we also have started a magazine where we're trying to support local businesses in the Camden area, and we're doing a direct mailing magazine to over 5,500 homes in Camden. That's it's a direct mail magazine. It's kind of like a coupon magazine. Doesn't have to be coupons, but it's small businesses, so that everyone in the area knows places that they can shop locally, to try and encourage supporting small businesses and not support the corporate giants that are into all this greed and setting forth all these agendas that no one really agrees with. At least no one I know agrees with. You might agree with it. I don't know. But that's what we're doing, is so the magazine is called Small Town Shoppers. So we've been pretty busy working on that for the last month or so. And I actually found out today that it was just mailed. So yes, that's great. April 2nd, it hit, which is great because there's an ad in there for the farmers market, which is Thursday. And then Saturday and Sunday is the Self-Reliance Festival in Camden. So there's an ad in there for that. So great. I love doing things to help the local community, and especially small business owners. We're really passionate about that. If you didn't know, Sean and I are website developers. We've been doing that for over 10 years, and we primarily focus on helping small business owners, 1 to 5 employees, compete with corporate America. So we keep our prices low so that we can compete and give every business a chance to look like a big business online. Anyhow, I know you want to hear about the greenhouse, so you probably want to see what's growing. So let me show you what's growing. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to. There we go. So the chamomile's bigger. I don't know that it's big enough to go. These lima beans are sprouting today, which is awesome. Have some feverfew coming up. A little bit of mullein. Got some violas starting to come up. See, everything's kind of small, almost too small to take to the market. I have a little bit of okra coming up. I have some of this. Gomfrina? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you can say that properly, because I clearly can't. Yeah, this is where I've been keeping the... See? I've been keeping the fuchsia back there so that it's nice and protected. Let me move these tomato plants. See, I just got them moved so that they're protected from the wind. And then there's also a little pepper plant too. It's just a nice little green bell pepper. So what else has been coming up? So here is the toothache plant. Toothache plant's coming up good. I got some tomatoes coming up. I only did one variety of tomato, mainly for me, because I'm not really selling tomatoes at the market. San Marzano. Probably didn't say that right either. That's okay. They're a paste tomato. They're really good for sauces and canning, and that's mainly what I'm going to be doing with them. I got some cinnamon basil sprouted. you know, things are starting to come along. I've also started, let's see if I can back it out a little bit here. So that's this side, and then over on this side, see, Sean hung that shelf up for me, so now I got some more pot storage, and I can dry herbs. And then if you look up here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's hooks all the way around at the top, little cup hooks. So I'll be hanging my drying my herbs up there. So what do I got going on over here? The yarrow's doing really good. Yarrow, pink echinacea, horehound. Got some lettuce. Not sure what's going on in that pot. I'm just letting it grow. See what else sprouts. That's catmint is starting to come back. I think I stunted it. St. John's wort. And you can see everything doesn't grow super fast. So what do we have here? We got some wormwood, spearmint, skullcap, just a few things. So I'm just slowly getting the garden set up. Well, you might find this interesting. This is some carnations I got. And you see how they're in water? Well, I took a little bit of that fertilizer and I added it to the water. And if you look, I don't know if you can see it here. If you look closely, let's see if I can get it to focus. It's not going to focus. It's cloudy. Anyhow, I'm rooting it. So they're starting to get roots. So I'm going to see if I can grow carnations. So we'll see. I don't know if they're going to work, but we shall try and see what we come up with. Okay, let's see if I can get you back into position here. Okay, I'm back. So that is my update for what's been going on this week in the greenhouse. Birthday, washing machine, utilizing the greenhouse as a solar dryer and an herb dryer. Couldn't use it as a giant dehydrator. And then a lot of those herbs I'll be able to sell at the market or just, set aside, make teas out of, make tinctures, make salves, whatever I decide to do with them. I'm not really in the market of selling them normally. It's more for our own medicine cabinet. But I also don't want to stop people who aren't growing them and want to do more natural things from having the ability to have access to St. John's wort or yarrow or horehound or even chamomile for that matter, or peppermint. Some of these things are just so simple, and not everyone has a green thumb or has access to the seeds or has the time or energy to grow them. So I guess I'll do it. If people need that service, then I'll be happy to provide it. One, I love it. I grow stuff all the time just because I enjoy it. And then I think I'm going to start doing herbal consultations. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So an herbal consult is if you have different ailments or things going on in your life, you're heart sick because you lost someone who died, you're nauseous and vomiting, you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure, you have trouble sleeping, whatever it might be, I'm going to make up custom herbal blends, tea blends that will be specifically for you and the different ailments that you might have that would work best for you. And either I can make the tea and give it to you as like a bag of herbal tea, or I could just give you a list that you go and accumulate yourself. So I would love to know in the comments what you think about an herbal consultation. Because it won't always be tea. Sometimes it'll be essential oils. Sometimes it'll be sensory, where it's you have a diffuser going, blue light glasses, getting out in the sunshine more, getting plenty of exercise, things of that nature. Anyhow, stop raining. Sun's coming back out. And yeah. I have, I didn't tell you. Very exciting. I have peaches on my peach tree. I have apple flowers. So we thought after the last frost, that also happened last week, we had another frost, and we thought for sure that the peaches, again, for the third year, got hit by the hard frost in early spring so that we wouldn't have fruit. But we went and looked, and both of our peach trees definitely have peaches growing on them. Big win. And after the frost, we noticed that our apple trees were flowering, so we should get apples this year. So this will be the first year in 3 years at our off-grid homestead that we're actually going to get peaches and apples. Pears, I don't know yet. I think one of the pear trees is dead. But I did buy an apricot tree, so I'm holding out a lot of hope for that. One of my favorite jams to make is apricot jam. I've only made it once. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't eat a lot of jam, but when I do, apricot's really good. I usually end up making strawberry. I have strawberries planted here on the property, so hopefully I'll get enough. I got June-bearing strawberries. Hopefully I'll have enough to make a batch of jam. Anyhow, that's it from the Popup Homestead. This is going to be our new weekly Tuesday afternoon chat. And if there's something you'd like to know more about that I'm not talking about, our chickens, which are very happy and healthy, we're getting 2 dozen a day, eggs, or our rabbits, or our rainwater, or our solar, or even our website business. Leave me comments, send me an email. You can always email me at Brenda, BRENDA, at BlueDockMedia, and that's DOCK, like you're docking a boat. So Brenda at BlueDockMedia.com. That's my email if you wanted to ask me any questions, or if you think there's a topic that I should cover. You know, love to talk about herbs. If you want to talk about herbs, we can talk about that. If you want to talk about, you know, pet first aid, we can talk about pet first aid. I was a vet tech for 20 years. And if you want Sean to get off the computer and come talk to you about solar and rainwater and some of the awesome stuff he does here, like building this greenhouse, I'll drag him away from the box so he can come and talk to you about that. Anyhow, my seedy friends, until next time, take care.